of the thousands of years of history, right now is the best time for you to educate your child at home. Hi, I'm Christine and welcome to the channel. Today's video, as well as featuring Smokey, is going to be about anxiety and things in school that cause children to be anxious. So I'm aware that a lot of children, after lockdowns were over and they went back to school, a lot of children went back anxious. There's lots of different reasons for that, but even before that there were reasons for children to be anxious, and now, quite a substantial number of years after lockdowns are over, there are still a lot of children in school with anxiety, not wanting to go to school because they're anxious. So we're going to look at 8 factors that cause anxiety for children in school. And the first one of these is behaviour. Not their own behaviour, of course, but the behaviour of other children. Sometimes things go wrong in the classroom and children play up. Sometimes there are children who play up repeatedly in the classroom. I'm purely talking about classroom behaviour. The reason being that bad behaviour in the playground or outside of the classroom can be avoided sometimes. But in a classroom where things become difficult, things become heated between a child or even a number of children and the teacher, this can cause anxiety to the other children who generally want to be well behaved, want to do what is right, want to respect the authority that is in front of them, and on the other hand they want to maintain good relationships with the other children in the class. And this kind of disruptive behaviour that can sometimes even become violent, this can cause anxiety for children in the classroom. Okay, a big problem is bullying. Bullying can cause real problems for a lot of children in school, and what is more, schools don't deal well with bad behaviour, but in particular when a child is being bullied, schools don't deal with it well. We'll make another video about behaviour in schools specifically and how it's dealt with, but right now we'll just focus on anxiety. Another thing that can cause anxiety for children is clothes. If the school doesn't have a strict uniform policy in particular, this can be a point of anxiety because some children don't wear brands, some children do, and there is pressure for children to conform. There is pressure for children to wear the right brands, and those who go to school with brands on, I mean shoes, jackets, obviously other items of clothing depending on the uniform policy. But children can be anxious if they think my shoes are out of date, my shoes they're from Asda or Tesco, because let's face it, what parent really wants to pay for the latest Nike when they can get it for, I was going to say half the price, it's a lot less than half the price if it's unbranded in supermarkets or even in ordinary shoe shops. Another cause for anxiety is friends. Some children don't make friends easily, they don't know how to make friends, they are shy, they perhaps find the other children in their year group intimidating, and this can cause tremendous anxiety. On top of that, a new problem of social media, which is related to friend groups and friendships and falling in and falling out. Social media has definitely heightened anxieties around friendship, and in fact there are some head teachers that would say that 90% of their behavioural issues are caused by or stem from activities on social media. Another issue that children have that I think it's easier to understand when we think back to our own childhood as opposed to thinking about the children in front of us, is children don't want to make their parents worried. So they don't want to tell their parents what's going on. They will suffer the consequences perhaps of bullying, perhaps of being somewhat ostracised for the reasons that we've mentioned above, and not want their parents to know because they think that adds to the parents' burden. And you know, you may well have been in a situation whereby you see that there's something wrong with your child. You say, listen, you can talk to me about anything, what is the matter? And the child says, there's nothing wrong, for that simple reason, they don't want to worry you. That can be a great source of anxiety. Another cause of anxiety, of course, is exams. And you know, exams, they're a big part of school life, especially in secondary school. They're a big part. Children are essentially working their way towards exams through their whole school career. And if the child, you know, we've talked about boredom. If the child is not interested in the subject in particular, or if the child finds the subject particularly hard, the thought of exams can be stressful. And then finally, the actual work that they're doing day to day can also be stressful. Again, if it's boring, if the child doesn't understand it, that can cause great anxiety. So the long and the short of it is that schools cause your child to be anxious, or can cause your child to be anxious. And from my own experience as a teacher, I would say that generally speaking, younger children in school enjoy school, and they generally enjoy it without qualification up until about the age of 10. And beyond that, some of these anxieties start playing a part, and school's not as enjoyable as it was. And for many, secondary school is not enjoyable at all. So, here at TrueEd, we are keen for parents to take that huge step of getting their kids out of school, and we are keen to help you in any way we can. So, visit the website, see if there's anything there that is interesting. There are articles and there are links on the website that might be useful, and of course, you're very welcome to get in touch. Thanks a lot, and see you next week.